Hello everybody, welcome back for the StarCraft 2 action. We got the reigning world champion in Oliveira going up against Stats, Korean Prototss, who just decently recently came back from the military and is here at Katowice to show what he's made of. That class is indeed eternal and that form is only temporary. Stats going for that Reaper wall here on Goldenaura. Of course, this map with these rocks, annoying siege tank locations, hard to take fourth base, but also this third base can be a little difficult to take with, again, siege tanks on the map. Let's see how these players deal with it. Is Oliveira going to take advantage of that, or does he want to take advantage of this ginormous main base? Or the dead space behind this main? All of those questions will be answered when this game gets going. Stats going for the standard. Oh, actually. Going for a Nexus here before even filling up his gas and before core. Sending out a probe scout. Sees no CC. Wow, okay, Stats kinda... Look at this gas, it's not filled up at all. I don't know if that's normal. I don't play Prototss at the highest level, guys. But that is interesting. He's really prioritizing that Nexus over anything else. And he gets a full scout. Did he see the double gas? He did see the double gas. So he knows exactly what's up here. Oliveira gets a Marine into a reactor. So if this probe returns, it could get shot down by this Marine right now. But the probe's heading back home. And with that, Oliveira not going to get that probe kill. Going for the fast factory here with a reactor, so possibly going to see more of that Cyclone Boy action. Oliveira does have a bunch of money here. Could make a starport, but could also use it for a multitude of Cyclones. Goes for the starport. And what comes out of this factory? Oh my god, he's going for the Widow Mine drop. Okay. So it's going for a Widow Mine drop, kind of a Clem-esque build here. Stats already has an expansion, whereas Oliveira hasn't even started it yet. Just to put into perspective for you how much these mines have to do to catch Oliveira back up into this game, if these mines don't do any damage. It's not Gucci. Twilight Console going down for Stats, even have a defensive shield battery here, because of course Stats did see that, there is no natural, and he saw the factory, so he might be expecting the Cyclones just like I did. Getting extra gateways here, wow, making sure that any amount of Hellions can't get through. So Stats is being super defensive here, and Oliveira has four Widow Mines with an armory here. Whoa. With an armory in the back. So when these mines get dropped, the armory will be finished and the mines will be cloaked, even after firing their shots. And of course we see that Stats only just now beginning his robo, doesn't have any other source of detection, and the medevac boosts on in. Boost ends near the Nexus, very nicely timed out by Oliveira, knows when he can boost. Other Widow Mine does run in. And we get a couple Widow Mine shots here. 4 probes going down. And now we have 4 cloaked mines in the base of Stats. More Widow Mines just running across the map, landing or burrowing inside of the base of Stats, killing 1 Stalker there. And so we've lost 4 probes and a Stalker here. 2 more Widow Mines underway. Oh my god, dude. He's just going for kind of a terrorist attack here. Just mines everywhere, and it doesn't matter what they hit. More probes are dead, but the big important thing is here, all this mining time lost as well. More mines being dropped in the resource line of Stats, and oh my god, more probes go down. It's 8 probes, 12 in total, and I think Oliveira has done the damage that he was looking for here. His second CC almost done. He's making a siege tank, being defensive here. And where is that observer that we really, really need? Nice positioning of the probes by Stats on top of the Widow Mines. I haven't seen any big hits, but still 16 probes in total have died for 4 Widow Mines. And, well, wow, that's what, 7 Widow Mines in total? And look at this, the main base still not operational here for Stats, now just about to resaturate. And if Stats had a plan this game, it's definitely been ruined. Because he had to do all of this, well, dancing with the mines of Oliveira. Very comfortable position for Oliveira, but if you look at the worker count, Stats is actually quite okay here. He does have Blink as well. And on the other side, we only have combat shields just starting up, not even stim. So Oliveira still in a pretty, well, defensive position, but now moves out with 2 tanks and a Raven, bunch of Marines as well. So these Marines have literally nothing. No upgrades to speak of. And Stats, on the other hand, is going for the Templar Archives and also researching charge here. He has 3 gateways right now, and he does see the attack coming now. Oi, oi, oi. 2 more gateways are in production. And Stats moving out to meet this force. He sees these Marines. Those are very juicy. No combat shields even, so those go down real quick. Kind of like those vitamins your mom used to give you that taste like a lemon. And then you just wanted to eat them like candy. It's like, no, 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 no. Oh, big blink in onto the siege tanks. One of the gateways is in peril here. Nice 1 tap or 2 tap onto the siege tank there. And only 1 siege tank remaining, kind of anchoring this fight. We could see a couple auto turrets from the Ravens as well. Nuclear battery has been committed here, keeping the Stalkers alive. And, ooh, a 3rd tank, or, well, 2nd tank, I guess, joins the fight here. Oliveira has a lot of Marines, takes down the pylon here. Robo is unpowered. And Stats actually GG's out here, thinks he can't defend. Oh my. In the back, he was still researching Storm. Ooh, I think Stats didn't quite understand how committed this attack from Oliveira was. And I mean, in the back, Oliveira was going for more upgrades, but Stats just didn't have enough Stalkers. That 4th and 5th gateway a little late, not using all of his gateways. And of course, losing the front gateways just didn't quite add up to a number of Stalkers that could deal with this attack, and he only met it over here. If he met it like halfway the map, half across the map, he could have kited those Marines out so long. But instead, Oliveira manages to put his siege tanks in range of all of the buildings of Stats, and he GG's out. And Oliveira takes game number 1. And after running in a bunch of mines and also dropping them into the mineral lines of Stats, getting a bunch of probe kills and just being flat out annoying and abusive, Oliveira takes a game number 1. And now we are in game number 2 on Oceanborn. The map with the fairly easy 3rd. And Stats on the other side of the map has to prove that he can beat Oliveira here. Or is he just going to lay down and get 2-0'd by, at that time, the reigning world champion Oliveira? Be sure to like and subscribe. Or leave a comment. Stats again. Moves out this probe and goes for that Nexus B4 core once again. And he has a gas done. Slowly making probes to go into that gas, but now stops probe production a little bit to get that Nexus out, get that core out. He's already on 16 workers out of 16, just on the minerals. And on the other side of the map, we see a Reaper actually coming out for Oliveira. Stats getting the full scout once again. Sees both of the gases and sticking around a little longer, but now still leaves in case it is indeed a Reaper or even a Marine. Factory going down. Stats did see that go down. So he can just, oh, we can't do it. Can't ping in replays apparently. Reactor going down for Oliveira. With the factory again, is he going for the same build? Is he just going to make 4 Widow Mines again from a reactor and drop him into the main base of Stats whilst also walking Widow Mines into his natural, which was honestly kind of a crazy build. I love it, but kind of crazy. The other side of the map, we do see that Oliveira is going for a natural expansion before making 20 million Widow Mines. Now actually making a singular Cyclone here. And the starport's also underway. The natural nexus for Stats has been completed. And let's see what type of tech Stats is thinking about. He has the money to put down a nice juicy tech structure. Goes for the complete same setup. Twilight in the natural with a shield battery against what he saw from Oliveira, which is double gas quick factory. Reaper scouting around the map here. 2 Stalkers in front. Stats are doing the exact same thing he did in game number 1. And so far he hasn't lost 16 probes. Oh, the Reaper got spotted by these Stalkers. Can't get an extra shot off. Cyclones and 2 Marines were out and about. Do have that natural expansion from Oliveira, finishing up, making it into an orbital before he floats it over. I don't know if that's more economical than floating it over and then making it into an orbital with these 4 SCVs, but he probably knows best. 2 Cyclones in a medevac. We just saw Clem versus Cure in our last video, and I mean, Jesus, what a unit. It looks really weird to see the Cyclone medevac stuff happening in TVT, where it used to be a Marine tank for so long. Cyclones are dropped in the main base, get an instant lockout onto the Stalker, and the Stalker can't get away here, gets taken down. The other Stalker tried to take down this medevac, only getting it to about 1/3 health. And the Reaper in the front takes a little look-see, but has to run out again. We see Liberator completing as well for Oliveira. Attack Lab on this starport might be going for another Raven. That served him pretty well in the last game. Shift-clicked his Liberator into the Widow Mine, set it and forget it. Bunker in the front actually with a siege tank, so Oliveira this time around really respecting this blink timing from Stats a little more. We get the Warpism 3-gate blink and a Templar Archives in the back, so Stats is doing the exact same thing that he was doing in game number 1, but now he's not getting interrupted by 7-8 Widow Mines dropped in his base over and over. Now we see this War Prism with the Stalkers moving out. We see Charge behind this as well. Probably going to be seeing Storm as well. 3 Stalkers still in the main. We see a little flyby of Stalkers here from Stats. Walks into the main base of Oliveira here and starts one-tapping SCVs with 4 Stalkers. It's enough to one-shot SCVs. And he's getting quite a few here because Oliveira was moving across the map. And all of the boys are now pulled into the corner of the base. What? Oliveira's Emu? What is happening? I think Stats is getting a lot of kills here in the main. And Oliveira is going for kind of an all-in push here at the front. Could have just as well pulled all of these boys at that point. This Liberator didn't get any kills, probably F2'd in. But the siege tanks are ready here to shoot down these Stalkers. These gateways in the front, again, are forfeit. Just like last time, this War Prism with these 4 Stalkers are still reigning supreme, going ham on the worker lines of Oliveira. Oliveira loses a tank, loses a Cyclone, another Cyclone, and the nuclear battery here, keeping the Stalkers alive. Stalkers now targeting down the last siege tank, and all of these Marines have no upgrades at all. Stim hasn't finished, and now we just have more Stalkers being warped in. This shield battery still going strong. The Blink Micro, second shield battery, both of them have been depleted, but not a lot of Oliveira units left over here. Could even pull some of the probes here. Could Stats. 32 SCVs have been lost on the other side. Stats going ham on the Micro. Has this guy played Brood War or something? Jeez. Of course he has. Like, he's just perfectly microing his army in his own natural, but in the meanwhile also just completely killing Oliveira on his side of the map. And now the Stalkers did blink on to the Marines, expecting to kill them, but actually enough Marines here still from Oliveira Although he's only on 17 workers, he has to get a little bit more done here. Actually, a stim now. Tries to take down more Stalkers. Nice blink micro. And these Marines have to commit really deep into the Stalker line. A couple Stalkers do fall now, but the Marine line has been thinned out a lot. And Stats actually takes down Oliveira, at that time the reigning world champion, with some crazy Stalkers. Look at these Stalkers. 15 kill, 18 kill, 8 kill, and 9 kills. That is a lot of kills on 4 Stalkers. That's the most value a man has ever gotten out of his Stalkers. Or at least in a tournament like this. Holy moly. We are going to a game number 5, or 3. And we are here in game number 3 on Site Delta. Game between Stats and Oliveira. Oliveira, of course, used to go by the nickname Time, if I didn't mention that before. And in game 1, we saw a bunch of workers being massacred. And then in game 2, we saw even more workers being massacred. And so now we are here in game number 3. And it's effectively a best of 1. And this is the start of the group, and you want to start, make a running start, as it were, in your group. So you want to bust out a pretty good build here, guys. Now Oliveira going for singular gas so far. Getting a barracks here. Other side of the map, Stats going for that Nexus before core again. So all eyes on Oliveira here. Looks to be going for a pretty quick command center now. So a lot quicker than in the previous games. So basically every game Oliveira has sped up his CC timing by a little bit. And the CC starts slightly misplaced, but you can just fly it over. No worries at all. Reapers being constructed as well. So if we're going to see factory, which we might, or probably will, it's going to be slightly delayed. Going to be seeing a Marine after this, and now we have 100 gas. So we can soon make a factory. There we go. On the other side of the map, Stats almost has his natural completed. We see a Stalker coming out. No other unit, no like Adept or anything, just a Stalker straight away. And this Reaper can't find any probes, just going to be harassing this pylon for a little bit. Hasn't scouted anything beyond that. And he sees the Stalker come out and then runs away. See, Barracks is constructing a reactor here. We see one Marine in front and the factory almost finished up. Oh no, Stats could have blocked in the Reaper there. Oh no, the Reaper went up, and as you can see, this whole path is basically blocked in. So you need to like go through this little corridor and then go up. So if you put the Stalker here instead of like here, he would have blocked in the Reaper and killed it. But instead, Oliveira does get out with his Reaper. And Stats, surprise, surprise, doing the exact same build that he has been showing for the last 2 games. Goes for a Twilight Console. It is slightly misplaced, or placed differently than before. And we're missing the 3rd gateway, but I'm expecting it to arrive sooner rather than later. Let's look at Oliveira's side of the map. We see a factory making some Widow mines, and we see a reactor spewing out some Marines. We get a medevac here, and a secondary barracks has been added on as well. So, kind of a earlier drop here with Widow mines and Marines. So a bit of a different build here from Oliveira. You see a tech lab going down onto that secondary barracks. So probably going to be getting stim now. I would be surprised to see him go for combat shields before stim again. But I guess he could. Robotics going down here for Stats. Actually delaying one of his gateways. Getting a pretty fast 3rd base. So he only has 2 gateways. Oh, Stats. Stats, my boy. He has another build. And it comes out of this opener. Ooh, actually flies away. The starport gets that tech lab with another barracks of his, so he can make stim and combat shields. We're seeing an engineering bay as well, so Oliveira probably going for like a +1 double marine upgrade timing attack. And then take it from there. Stats about to finish up his blink. We see this double Widowmine drop trying to get in. Can Stats see it? No. Oh, that's so funny. Look at this. Stats can't see it, but the medevac has more viewing range or sight range. So he can actually see the Stalker waiting for him. Reaper takes a couple shots from the Stalkers here. Wow, this medevac with the Widowmines is just chilling. Probably not going to be moving out unless the Stalker moves or unless Oliveira moves out himself and puts on a little pressure. But now Stats has the opportunity to put on a little pressure. He has an Observer, he has Blink Stalkers. That's all you need. Go and look for a stim cancel. Although stim is being built in the back of the main base, so very hard for Stats to get there. Good job by Oliveira, keeping that stim upgrade away from these nasty Stalkers. As you can see, this medevac has not paid for itself at all. Oh, a lot of gateways going down here. 6 more gateways here from Stats going down. He's mining gas from 3 geysers. Getting +1 here as well. Wow, okay. He has a lot of mineral income. And he has charge about to finish. Oh, revealing the Observer right away is Stats. Even building a cannon at his third base with the shield battery, has a sentry as well. Stats is very ready to defend. Oh, this Observer gets out. Scan kind of wasted, but the Observer flies into the Marines. Oh no. So that Observer does go down. This medevac now wants to go in, sees that now the Stalker numbers have doubled. Actually tripled. And wow, this medevac feels bad. Literally doing nothing. Oh, Stalkers in the back. Delaying Oliveira's move out here even more. And Stats? Dude, he has more workers and he has so many gateways that he can just start pumping out units. 8 gateways right now. 1 Widowmine goes down. Secondary Widowmine barely doesn't go down. Oof, gets a big shot off. Gets a Zealot kill, I think. Yeah, gets a Zealot there and a bunch of splash. Doesn't get a probe, even. At the top drop doesn't do anything. Another Widowmine drop coming out here from Oliveira. And he's really banking on these Widowmines doing something. All of the Stalkers go back into the third base, deal with that Widowmine. And look at this Widowmine at the front. Widowmine drop just goes back to the main army, I guess. This Widowmine drop also goes into the main army, and now Oliveira's just doing a full frontal assault. No more backstabbery, just a manly Chad move attack. And oh my god, Oliveira actually gets on top of the units of Stats. Stats trying to be a little bit too cheeky in the main, loses his War Prism to the mines. And all of his units died here at the third base. Nuclear battery has been denied as well. And I mean, Stats now just pulling back his Stalkers from the main as well. And fighting with only half his army. Look at all of these Stalkers coming from the natural on the main base. Oh no, Stats, is this your demise, not having all of your Stalkers in one place? Oliveira, what a move out by the man, the myth, the legend. And now more reinforcements from Oliveira coming out, targeting down more of the Stalkers. Both players have +1, and Stats does survive here as a decent worker count. But he doesn't have the double mules that Oliveira does have. Oliveira goes for a third base now. Stats keeps his. There are no Widowmines anywhere, and he can now build his Colossi. So even though I would favor Oliveira slightly here, I feel like Stats is still in this game. A pretty tough loss there at the bottom. That War Prism filled up with units just flies into 2 Widowmines and dies. That's a very different War Prism from the previous game that, you know, basically won the game for Stats. +2 now, almost complete for Stats. 1-1 is complete for Oliveira, so they're equal in upgrades. Armor's coming out for Stats here, and Thermal Lance, the Colossus range upgrade. So I feel like if Stats can finish these 2 upgrades with his Chrono Boost, get up to 2 or 3 Colossi, and a decent amount of charge slots, I think he can hold any attack that Oliveira can throw out. But that's still about a minute off. And before that, Oliveira might decide to move out. Not moving out with his 1-1. Oh my god, we also see Storm coming out from Stats. So Stats is investing all of his gas here into Colossi and upgrades. So those are not units on the field right now, except for the Colossi, I guess. And Oliveira coming across the map. All of these upgrades are not done yet. That's a big, big investment from Stats that is not being reflected in his army supply. We see 6 Zealots and an Archon being morphed in here. Zealots already engaged the army. Now the Colossus finally joined up as well. Big EMP on top of the army of Stats here. We still have some energy on those sentries though. Nice Guardian Shield. Double Guardian Shield. Doesn't stack, but still, it looks cool. And Stats lives to fight another day there. Oliveira decides to not push his advantage there. Even though he might have been able to do a nice bit of damage. 4th base for Stats going down. Oliveira kind of shooting ahead here in the supply count. 7 medevacs here. And now getting a Viking count as well. About to get Thermal Lance here onto the Colossi of Stats. No Disruptors on the field. And Storm is about to finish up. We have 4 High Templar here that are accruing energy for those storms. And those are really the lifeline here of Stats. If you can get a couple good storms onto the army of Oliveira, he can take a pretty good fight. But we have a couple ghosts here. And those could just EMP all of Stats' dreams away. Couple Zealots here trying to do something at the 3rd base. Big EMPs going down onto the army of Stats. Oh my god, the Colossi almost dead before they even get off a shot. Pretty big storms going down, but doesn't matter that the Vikings have been stormed. The Colossus are dead. Pretty big storms onto the bio, but we needed like 2 more storms here. Almost no more gateway units left. They were just EMP'd and shredded by the army of Oliveira with the 2-1 upgrades. And all of these shield batteries are already empty. Now we get the nuclear battery kind of after all the important units for Stats have already died. The Zealot run by doing a little bit of work in the 3rd base of Oliveira, killing a lot of SCVs. But the main base or the main army and the 4th base of Stats are kind of dying here. And Oliveira takes game number 3 in this best of 3 between Stats and Oliveira himself. The champ is still the champ, at least for now. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you enjoyed the series. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm almost at 69 subscribers. Nice. And I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.